And welcome along to the TTML Season 5 Division Placement Stream. We are here tonight to take you through all of the action that is going to be unfolding from ourselves here tonight and taking you through who's going to be placed in what division, of course, for TTML for the forthcoming season. My name is James. I'm going to be taking you through the stream as per tonight. And joining me in the commentary box, it is Mr. Luke Etheridge. Luke, how are you doing?
I'm very well, thanks. Good evening, James. Good evening to everyone who is watching. Looking forward to letting you all know what division you are going to be in Season 5 and who you'll all be racing against over the first season of TTML on the brand new F1 2021 game. And if you're in the top tier, the first time ever in the main TTML leagues that there are restrictions on the assists.
There are restrictions on the assists indeed, and we'll come to that very shortly indeed, but we're going to do it in reverse grid order. So basically, we're going to go Division 5 all the way up to Division 1, known as Formula 5 up to Formula 1, and we'll take you through each and every one as it comes. So let's get beginning then, and let's get started. It's Formula 5 on a Friday night at 8 PM UK time. The commentators for Formula 5 for this season are Oliver Anderson, otherwise known as NSR Pariah, and TFB Buck, who's going to be taking to the action. The admin, of course, is IFR Clausen, head steward is Conti, and the lobby host is also Schmitsky. And if that reveals anything about the divisions, then we will come in. But the Formula 5 will take you through the first 10 drivers on the left-hand side. So, no further order. We have Noah J as first driver, with Bunty, Jabu, Storm, Nelly, Cygate, Alan Gold, Storm, Clausen, and Rojgard all performing in their first 10 drivers. And Luke, just coming on to that, Pepsi, I should say, will bring you in at this point. Coming into Formula 5 this season, the first 10 drivers there, already we've got a Constructors Champion in TTG Storm. We've got Bunty, who's a brand new driver as well. A few guys that I'm not familiar with as well. But Formula 5 looks a very, very good tier.
I would agree with that point as well. A lot of new faces here and a lot of drivers that are in different tiers, and you can see them kind of coming up and down. So this is a chance for some to get a fresh new face in another division, try to show their might, while some new faces are looking to try to climb the grid, and someday get to Division 1. And it will be very interesting to see how it works out in question. But as we go through the next drivers here, on the next 10 on the list here, we got Dr. Rainin, Michael 403, NSR Smitsky, Dr. Kevin Thun, Hills XA16, Passels, I Am Silas, Dr. Schneidelfarner, FNR Exam 27, and NSR Max Asiam. And I probably butchered a lot of those, and I feel sorry for the commentators. They'll learn them more, and send your hate mail to myself. But yeah, we got 10 more drivers here, and it looks like a very, very interesting other list here we got as well.
Yeah, it's fantastic to see, of course, the other 10 drivers that you've just announced there, the likes of Schmitsky, the likes of Passels, who are regular Formula 5 viewers and racers really within the lower divisions in TTML. They could apply their trade quite nicely. I think they could also make their way up the field, possibly as a result of that. Taking you through the reserves as well, we have Schnush Bokken. I hope I'm pronouncing these names right, by the way. We've got Joro, Shumi, Daymiles, Ferrer, Evil Conda, and Schnull as the 7 reserves within Division 5. And as a whole, Pepsi, looking at that division, who stands out for you from last season in Division 5? Who stands out for you as the name to go forward, possibly to challenge for the driver's title?
That is a very, very interesting question indeed, but I guess I got to go with TTG Storm 72. I just think having a previous experience, I think that's someone that's just going to try to bring his might as well. But I've seen some other drivers race in the F2 League. I Am Silas, for instance, Nelly as well. They're pretty fast if you give them the right car as well. So I think it's going to be very interesting to see with this new game, new handling model, if some drivers take to it quick while other drivers maybe struggle and try to find their footing in this great league of Formula 5. Or Formula 5.
Yeah, Formula 5, you got that right. I think I've been saying Division 5. Just to reiterate, it's Formula 5, and the rest of the divisions are Formula. Just ignore me if I say division. Looking at the rest of the grid as well, I know Bunty quite well, and I've raced against him quite a few times. He could be a name to watch out for. Storm as well, already Constructors Champion, of course, last season in Division 5. And Formula 5, I should say. Storm, though, probably one of the leading candidates. We've also got CLE Storm. That could cause a bit of a headache for NSR Pariah, of course, who's taking through the action for Formula 5. And looking at that, I think from my perspective, I've got to put out there maybe Passels. Passels is a very consistent driver. The Belgian, of course, he delivered a very good performance, I think, last season in Formula 4 in Belgium, if I'm not mistaken, his own race, and he finished quite way up in the field, delivered a really good performance there. Salas might be one to watch as well. Any other names, Pepsi, that are coming at you in terms of left field?
If I go left field, I'll throw a few out there, like Clausen. That name kind of pops out to me a little bit. I'm just thinking some previous performances. I also, for some reason, just something that popped in my head is Dr. Kevin Thune. I don't know. Maybe it's not, it could be Doctor, but Doctor, the doctor of the league, probably a different league. But his name also pops out to me as well. I don't have much track record of his performances, but just something screams to me, like in my bad knee, that tells me I need to watch out for that driver.
Yeah, I think we've got 3 DR drivers, in fact. We've got Ranheim, Kevin Thune, and Schnellfahrer. Hopefully that is a good pronunciation of that name. And looking at that, really good to see as well. Some really good familiar faces, as well as some brand new drivers as well. Makes for a very interesting season, of course, in Formula 5. We will now move on then to Formula 4, again taking place on a Friday at 8 p.m. UK time. You get me if you're in Formula 4 alongside James Boyle in the commentary box. Admins for this division are Graham and Invictus. Head steward is Conti. Lobby host is Invictus, and the reserve host is Yana. And if that's anything to go by, we'll get into the first 10 drivers to the left-hand side. So we have got OFR Maximus, we've got Imadi, we've got Yana, we've got TTG Kermit, i.e. TTG Maze, Secret Dundee, we've got PRTR 3320, Mitchell, Wesker, Scuba Steve, and Graham Chappell. And obviously, I think we're going to Conti, for this one, if I'm not mistaken. Maximus, Armady, Yana, some very familiar names there. Anybody that picks you out immediately as a title contender?
Yeah, a couple there. I've commentated over a couple in Division 3 last seasons. I've raced against a couple of these guys, like Kermit. And yeah, actually, Wesker was a couple of divisions up. So yeah, definitely a few contenders for the title here.
Yeah, Wesker was Division 2 last season and finished well up the field as well. Had some really good performances towards the back end of the last season as well in Division 2. So it's a bit of a shock to see him down in Formula 4 for the assists tier. And we'll come on to what the assists are going to be for Divisions 1 and 2 shortly. But looking at the other 10 drivers, of course, you get to announce this, Conti.
Ah, that's nice. Yeah, for the other 10 drivers, we've got Eju, NSR Casey Bernard, Invictus, OWR Atlas Copo, TTG Coreboy, Senna Mandarian, Tunturi Pirina, Jeffrey Henney, Cannibal, and Ivan Brian Mike.
Yeah, and looking at those 10 drivers, AJ, another driver from Division 2 last season, Atlas Copo, another Division 2 driver, as well as Callboy, all of them 3 in Division 2 last season. Anybody that picks you out in terms of a title contender there as well?
Yeah, well, just like the other guys, it's a real mixed up. It's of course it's a new game, so people need to get used to need to get up to pace. But there's some really fast guys here, so it's really up to the grab. Like guys in this 10 as well. Atlas Cope are really fast, Coreboy really fast, Mike always really consistent, AJ really fast. So yeah, it's gonna be an I think exhilarating season in Formula 4.
Yeah, it's going to be an exhilarating season. We haven't forgot about the reserves, of course, and we'll announce the reserves now. So we've got OWR Christian, the defending Formula 4 champion, as a reserve in the division. We've got TTG Slash, who's a very good driver on his day. We've got Luke Alonso, Black Phoenix, Dan Morris, and Flores as well. So very some good names there. Dan Morris, of course, applied his trade in Division 2 a couple of seasons ago on TTML. Christian, though, big shock. He's a reserve for Division 4 for Formula 4. And looking at this, how on earth is he going to try and get a full-time seat? The defending champion is a reserve, and he's not even getting to defend his own title.
Yeah, well, who knows? Maybe he gets a chance really fast to go from reserve to full-time driver. And yeah, I've raced him last season. It's a really quick guy. I mean, he is champion for a reason now. So yeah, hopefully he can make it in there. But yeah, for now we have to do it with these 20 drivers and Christian being a reserve.
Yeah, Christian being a reserve, Slash as well. Quite a few guys in the comment section saying they're shocked at Slash. I'm totally shocked that Slash is in Formula 4. But it really brings a good attribution, I think, to these guys. They're going to have some quick guys around them. And that is probably to try and bring up the paces of each division, really. So I cannot wait to commentate you through the action, of course, for Formula 4 this season. And Conti, I'll come to you finally before we move on to Luke for Division 3, or for Formula 3, I should say. Anybody who you're putting on the cards for driver's title?
Oh, yeah, this is really difficult. As we said before, there are a lot of really fast drivers here, but the one I'm just gonna call out one. The one that stands out for me is Wesker at the moment.
Yeah, Wesker, I think. If he doesn't run away with the Formula 4 title, it remains to be seen. But, of course, there's always opportunities for drivers to be placed up and down divisions based on the first couple of races, of course, within TTML. So I'm sure Maze and the rest of the stewards and the rest of the admin team will have a look at that and evaluate everyone as we go along throughout the season. Luke, I'm going to pass to you at this stage for Formula 3.
Yeah, moving on to Formula 3 now, the top assists tier in TTML this season, so this could well be a tier to watch for, and there are some big names in there. It's a Welsh duo in the commentary box, Iestyn Thomas and Mike Edwards, taking you through the commentary. Robin will be the admin, and our very own Honey Badger, the man behind all the graphics that you're seeing right now, will be the head steward. And as we go through the first 10 drivers then in this tier straight away, there is a big name, Carlsbury, third in F1 last season. What will he be able to do in F3? You've got the reigning champion in F2, TMC CR7. You've also got RVL Nolan, URL Special, FPL Vettel 05, Mad Jonas, F5 champion Cliff. See what he can do now that he's moved into the top assist tier. Heartbroken Lion, Steve WG 1810, and Pro Sweedler, the 10th driver in that tier. Straight away then, Conte, some really quick drivers in this tier, and because of the assist restrictions, that is why they're in F3. Otherwise, in a normal season, probably would have seen them battling in that top tier again.
Yeah, definitely. There are a few guys I don't know. I think they're new to the league, but yeah, this is a really fast and for sure the highest assisted division, and yeah, multiple champions here over multiple divisions last season. So yeah, some really fast guys here.
Yeah, and I'll let you take us through the rest of the next 10 full-time drivers in this tier.
Yeah, the next 10 are Yogi F1, TTGA Vrij Pepper, Limme K AFC, TTG Robin, Ecos K Mark, Kobe B, Happily Boy, TTJ Kiki, CPI Vettel, and Scuba. And again, really fast guys and former champions.
Yeah, Scuba, a former champion, did a few races in F1 early last season. Didn't quite go so well for him. Kiki finished quite high up in his tier. Lee McKay was third in F5 last season, so there are some properly fast drivers. And there's a few quick ones in the reserves as well, as we'll take you through the reserves for this tier. It is going to be TTG 1124K, another driver who got top 10 in the Division 1 tier last year. NSR Sandal, Vapor Shadow, NSR Prior 22. He'll be commentating on the Fridays and racing on the Thursdays. Yarham 92, Legend 2904, and FNR Yigamal. So that is it for the top assist tier. Is there any names that really stand out or you think could go for that championship this time around?
Ooh, yeah, again, just like in Formula 4, there's some really properly fast guys here. So yeah, but the one that stands out most to me, he's done well in preseason races as well, is CR7.
Yeah, definitely. CR7's obviously got that form. I think Carlsbury is going to be another driver, and we'll see what Scuba can do. Sometimes he's had some bad luck in some races. I know quite often when I've commentated on him previously in F2 and in the sprint series that we did when it was just 25% races, he did an absolutely fantastic job in those. So interested to see if he can get that form back and maybe challenge in the top tiers of TTML once again. So we'll say goodbye to you now for Conte. I'm sure you're looking forward to find out which tier you are going to be in.
I am. I really am.
Yeah, we'll move now on to the first of the line-only tiers then. That are going to be on a Thursday night. It will be myself and Pepsi Freak taking you through the action. Thursdays, 8 p.m. in TTML Formula 2. Sway and Matt Tibos are going to be the admins, and again, Honey Badger as the head steward. And coming through the first 10 drivers then for this tier, it is Emir 277. We've got Yamalosian, XLTDB, third place in F2 last season. Can he go a couple of better and take the championship this time around? TTJA _ Lennart, Charlie Harris, 98. NZL Cam 5, another driver previously in F2. XLB 2880. Phoenix 15. Scott Bugner 7. There is our very own TTGA _ Conti. And we'll introduce yourself now to TTG Noisy. Is there anyone out of those 10 drivers that straight away name shouts out as you as being a possible contender for the F2 title?
Well, first of all, good night to everyone, or a good midday if you're from the Americas. The name that really stands out to me the most is TDB. He's a very, very fast driver. Raced against him last season. I think he's one of the main contenders for the title this year.
Yeah, definitely. We'll let you take us through then the remaining 10 full-time drivers in this tier.
And then the last 10 drivers for Formula 2 are Nicholas, F1 AMG, Tom LD, Matt Tibbos, NSR Neymarik, Arvin Rob, Mersalt, Sway, David Chout, and Axel Zudema as the last driver of Formula 2.
Yeah, there are some very good drivers in there again. You can see AMG with that nice little trophy next to his name, a former champion. Didn't quite go to plan for him in F2 last season. We'll see if they change to a line-only tier and a brand new game. Many talk about the handling model on this game being quite tricky to master, shall we say. Tom, good performances in F3. Neymar, 4th in F4. David, 4th in F3. And I know Sway as well, Zydema, put up some good performances in that in the EML on the Wednesday night. We'll take you through the reserve drivers then for this tier, and we have Rudy 1973. He is one of the reserves we've got here. OWR _ Gaute, TGA _ Charlie H, and TTG Nathan 66. They will be the reserve drivers. And again, there's some quick there. Gaute second in F4. Noisy. This could be a really close championship, I feel.
Yeah, a lot of great quality drivers. I think it's going to be really tight in this field. I think we're going to have multiple really good battles. I think it's going to be a real good division. Of course, only one champion in here, so big chance a new TTML champion is going to be crowned after this season for Formula 2. So yeah, it looks really exciting so far.
Yeah, there's a big chance we could get a new champion in this tier, and there's a big chance we could get a new champion in F1 as we pass over to James for the final tier of the night.
Yeah, thank you very much, Luke. We'll now move on to the creme de la creme, TTML Formula 1. And if your name hasn't been called out, you probably know where this is going to go. For Season 5, of course, it is on a Thursday at 8 p.m. UK time alongside Formula 2 and Formula 3. So you get a choice of 3 streams on a Thursday night. Myself and Paco Suarez are taking to the action. Admins are TTG Mashiro and Kuhn Bly. Head steward is Honey Badger, doing a triple job with F2 and F3 as well. And we've got Mashiro and Funky Chicken being lobby host and reserve host as well. Taking you through then the first 10 drivers, we have Shazoo Recon, Kazizzle, TTG Tom, TTG Mashiro, former F2 champion, of course. We've got TTG KJ, TTG Noisy. We've got Mike, we've got Perpetuum, who's the defending champion in TTML Formula 1. We've got TTG Chris, and we've got OWR Isotopic, of course, Constructors champion with Ferrari last season in Formula 2. And Noisy, obviously, I've heard that Noisy guy is very, very good in Formula 1. But on a serious note, how do you see the first 10 drivers actually happening in Formula 1? And from your perspective, they're probably around the same pace as you as well.
Yeah, a lot of very fast drivers, of course. Really fast, everyone. It's going to be really tight. If I see this, it's going to be really tight between everyone. I think it's all going to be very close together, and I think it's going to be real battle. I think it's going to be different every track, so that really makes for some good racing for everyone.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting, of course, and we'll have a look at our full preview for Formula 1 very shortly indeed, but you're going to take us through the next 10 drivers.
Then the last 10 drivers for the top tier of TTML are FNR Hazara, TNR Jonas, DFB Wedge, Break FN, Ecos Tiag, Simply Superman, TTGA York, TTGA Funky Chicken, TNR Volakongen, and last Harry B25.
Yeah, and looking at those names, I'm immediately drawn to Harry Banks. Harry Banks is probably one of the quickest drivers within Formula One. There's no shadow of doubt about it. He, I think, has bottled maybe his evaluation slightly. He should be towards the top end of the field in Formula One. But Noisy, anybody out of that 10 that you're really looking forward to racing and really looking forward to actually getting to race out on track as well?
Well, of course, looking forward to race everyone. Hope they're all gonna be behind me, of course. But yeah, really good field as well. Simply Superman from Division 3 now in the top tier as well. Very excited to see how he can do. And yeah, it all looks very class. It's gonna be a real tight field, and I think around here everyone is gonna have a real good shot of the championship. And of course, Harry B, very fast driver. I think he's gonna be one of the title contenders for this season.
Yeah, you'd like to imagine so. I mean, we saw with LR and EML qualifying last week that they're on fire in terms of the performances, and you would like to imagine that Harry Banks will be up there towards the top end. And not forgetting about Perpetuum, defending champion, of course, in TTML Formula 1. He's back on the line only tier, and he is going to be hoping to try and defend that crown. And one of the only drivers that is actually defending their crown in a division in TTML this season. To take you through the rest of the reserves as well, we've got 4 of them. We've got TTG Venoms, who was a racer last season in Formula 1. We've got QVR Kumblai, again a Formula 1 racer last season. OWR Baki, and then we've got TTG Nigel as the last reserve. And those reserves, Venoms and Kumblai, obviously, were Formula 1 racers last season, so they've got that experience if they were to come in for a full-time seat.
Yeah, of course, both very fast drivers. And of course, it's good to have very fast drivers as reserves if someone just can't make it. So at least the seats can be filled up. So we hopefully have like 4 grids as most of the time as possible, which is a really good sign, and good to see the league doing so well now.
Yeah, it's absolutely well this season, and I really hope that everyone is going to deliver a fantastic performance out on track. Noisy, you've got your work cut out in Formula 1, that's for sure, and I cannot wait to take you through the action, of course, for Formula 1 and for Formula 4. I'm going to bring in Luke, though, at this question. The 5 divisions have obviously been released. For you, which is the division to look out for?
Well, as a non-biased commentator, I'm going to say Formula 2 is looking absolutely fantastic. Now, I think every division is going to be really close. Obviously, exciting ones. I think all the Thursday tiers have got that something special about them. Formula 1, some of these drivers may be trying to get used to line only still, trying to get used to things on a new game. So I think it could be one of these seasons where you really need to hit the ground running, as it is only going to be a short calendar, and we will take you through the calendar again shortly. That could be an interesting one to watch. I think the top assist here as well, F3, or with the Welsh duo of Iestyn and Mike in the comms box. That's going to be it's going to be good to see how some of the drivers, I think, take that. Those who are used to perhaps racing in the higher tiers, maybe not being the centre of attention as much. And I always like some of the lower tiers anyway. We'll talk through F4 and F5 on a Friday. Again, some drivers that have taken a slight dip down from higher tiers last season, but some drivers may be trying to make a return and see how they're going to cope on this tier, race against some quicker guys, maybe be able to bring some of their own pace up. And it's a brand new game. Who knows what could happen? Only having 10 races this season, though, means if you have a slow start, could well be a championship chances over.
It could well be indeed. And yeah, we're going to take you through the TTML calendar for this season right now. But just to remind you about what the commentary is going to be on each tier as well. So Thursdays, we've got 3 tiers: Formula 1, Formula 2, Formula 3. Myself and Paco Suarez taking through the action for Formula 1. Formula 2 is Luke Etheridge and Pepsi Freak in the commentary box. Formula 3 is Ieston Thomas and Mike Edwards taking through an all-Welsh duo for Formula 3. And then myself and James Boyle for Formula 4 on a Friday, alongside Pariah and Buck, who are going to be taking through Formula 5, of course, on a Friday night as well. Then, to the all-important calendar, Bahrain is the first round of the championship. That's going to be taking place on the 26th and 27th of August, so just in around 2 weeks' time, we're going to be going to Bahrain. And if Bahrain is anything to go by, I was watching a commentator on the race in League of Europe last night. Bahrain is a really good track. Maybe race of the season candidates coming early. We've got Italy for round 2, 2nd and the 3rd of September. Then we move on through Spain, Austria, Britain for round 5 of the championship, and then Belgium halfway through, Japan, the United States, Brazil, and then we finish off season finale, as we always do, because they pay us too much. 28th and 29th of October, it is Abu Dhabi, of course, rounding off the season in TTML. And I've got to say, that is a really good all-rounded calendar for everyone to look at. Races that come out for me, Bahrain, Italy, Britain, Belgium. Simple as that.
Yeah, I think there's quite a mix of tracks there. You've got, obviously, Italy. It's a pure straight line fest for temple of speed, so especially in the top tier, if drivers have maybe not got that confidence at the heavy braking just quite right yet, they could find themselves getting into a bit of trouble at the various chicanes. Italy, Austria is another race that I always find really exciting. And there's the ones that are a bit tougher as well, the ones where qualifying might be more important. I think especially on previous F1 games, not quite sure what they're like on this one yet. Japan and Abu Dhabi come to mind as ones where, especially Japan, overtaking can be quite a premium around there, so you need to make sure you're starting near the front of the grid. Hopefully, though, I'm hoping that we get all 5 tiers going to Abu Dhabi for an exciting title battle on the 28th and 29th of October.
Yeah, we cannot wait to kick off the action, of course, here on League Racing TV. All races will be live and exclusive. Top 2 tiers, I'll remember as well, are also sponsored by the IGK task system. Honey Badger is going to be alongside me, of course, in the graphics booth for Formula 1. And then, Luke, you get to do your own graphics for Formula 2, which is quite handy. And the top 2 tiers will be covered, of course, by the task system, as I've already mentioned. That, I think, rounds it up quite nicely. I'm not sure if anybody wants to come in on anything that we've said across the whole part of the stream. But I've got to say, all 5 tiers, really looking forward to. And we cannot wait to get the action started.
Yeah, definitely. It should be a fantastic season. Let's not forget, on League Racing TV, we've also got action from other leagues. There's BNL on the Saturdays. CWC will be starting soon. And there's the EML season as well. That'll be starting up very shortly and carrying on throughout the entire game. But yeah, it'll be good to see how people cope on F1 2021. I feel like there has been quite a big transition with the handling system on this game. Definitely from my, albeit quite a lot slower than pretty much all of these guys, experience. It definitely is quite trickier, I think, to master. So I am really intrigued to see how those in the top 2 tiers cope, especially if they've not been doing no line for quite a while. But yeah, not too long to wait now. I believe it is about 11 days for 26th of August, and we get this season underway with the top 3 tiers at Bahrain.
Yeah, just 10 more sleeps to go until we start, of course, the new season of TTML, Formula 1 through to Formula 5. We really hope you've enjoyed this placement stream. We've certainly enjoyed it, producing it live and exclusive on League Racing TV. And of course, we'll see you in 10 days' time for the action to kick off in Formula 1, 2 and 3 on a Thursday night at 8 p.m. Formula 4 and 5, of course, on a Friday night at 8 p.m. as well. We cannot wait to bring you the action. Hopefully you'll get behind us and keep on supporting us in the way you have been, as we've reached, of course, 1,000 subscribers since the last time we were live for email qualifying last week. And to everyone that has supported League Racing TV in the past, thank you, thank you, thank you. Your support is absolutely invaluable to this league's success, and hopefully these 100 drivers that are going to be competing out on track are going to deliver a right old show in all 5 divisions. But we're waffling on. We'll end it here. Thank you so much for tuning in to the TTML placement stream tonight. I've been James Head. He's been Luke Etheridge. Take care of yourselves, and we'll see you next time.